Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation?
I had this moment. I looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't recognize the reflection on the other side. And I started asking myself, like, what do I have to do to have the life that I want to have? And the words, no excuses, just results. Like, just like if Zeus threw a lightning bolt at me, like hit me in the chest. And I was like, I'm just so tired. I was fat once. I got in great shape. I had a six pack. I got fat again. Like, what is happening? And I made it my mission and my goal to get healthy again and to get a six pack again. Now, because I was older, it took a much longer time to get that six pack again, but I did because I was driven by it, because I understood something. And that was, how was I going to heal my mind if I didn't take care of my body? And I just stopped making excuses. I got out of my own way and I went through the hell of getting in shape.
Yeah. So I appreciate you sharing that, man. And you just answered your question to me, of how do you combat everything coming at you and do what you need to do to get the results you want versus what feels good in the moment. I mean, you just answered it. There's a psychological part and then there's the physical strategy. So go through both. You answered the psychological part. You have to get to a point where there's no other option other than change, where the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of making change. And that's unfortunately, what it takes for most people to make that change. And so that's the real answer, the psychological answer. And if you don't have that right, then all the physical strategies in the world are not going to work, or not going to work long term. In terms of the physical strategies is, I believe in the beginning, you need to figure out what to do. And it's not that complicated. I tell people there's two types of workouts you need to do. Number one, something you enjoy, so that you'll be more likely to do it. Because guess what? The number one factor in getting results in your fitness program is, like, when people come to us, we take our time, we customize everything, we look at their background, look at injuries, look at any imbalances, we create the perfect plan for them: nutrition, sets, reps, periodization, all that. But the most important factor is if they're consistent, and if they're supposed to work out 4 times a week, that they work out 4 times a week above everything else. That consistency. So you need to have something that you're excited about, or at least that you believe in, if you hate exercise, because I know some people do. And number two, the strength training. I mentioned that earlier. And the reason for that is the strength training is the only thing that's going to transform your body. We know that it gives us muscles, gives us strength, which is super important, not only for appearance, but for, aging, so that you have, strong functional strength and muscles, and you don't, start to punch forward, and you've got strong, bones, and prevent osteoporosis and osteopenia, all that kind of stuff. But also, lifting weights is your biggest fat burning asset. And the reason is that every pound of, once you hit about 30, 35, people start to lose lean muscle mass every year, about a pound, half a pound every year. And the problem is, lean muscle mass is what drives your base metabolic rate. And your base metabolic rate is the number of calories your body burns every day. So let's say you've got somebody that their base metabolic rate is 2,000 calories a day. That means they burn 2,000 calories. They can lay in bed all day. Theoretically, if they ate 2,000 calories, not going to gain weight, not going to lose weight. So what do most people do when they want to lose weight? They go on a huge diet. Man, I'm going to eat hardly any food. I'm going to eat 1,000 calories, 800 calories, and I'm going to do tons of cardio. So they lose weight. They have to. If you're in a calorie deficit, you lose weight. The problem is some of that weight, a lot of that's water, especially if you do a low carb or a keto diet. People don't realize this. Carbohydrates hold 2 to 3 grams of water. Get rid of the carbs, water flushes out. Hey, I've lost 10 pounds in a week. Nothing's changed, not good or bad. You lose some fat, which is a good thing, but inevitably, if your calorie deficit's too big or you're not lifting weights or doing some kind of resistance training, you're going to lose muscle, which is a huge problem, because you lose that muscle. Now you're probably starving because you did this friggin' unsustainable diet. Start eating like you used to again, but big problem. Your base metabolic rate's not 2,000 anymore. It's only, say, 1,700. So now you actually gain more weight, and most people repeat. Then you get motivated again. Same thing. Most people are driving their base metabolic rate lower and lower and lower every year, and age is making it worse, and it gets harder and harder. And they either stay in that vicious cycle or give up. So it works the opposite, though. So strength training, every pound of lean, I know I'm going through a lot, but if you guys can listen to this, every pound of lean muscle that you build burns an extra 10 to 40 calories a day. So for example, my male clients that work with me the first year average 10 to 20 pounds of lean muscle build. Women average 5 to 10 pounds. And that's not going to make you big and bulky, spread out, makes you nice and, toned, looking great. But let's say you put on 10 pounds of lean muscle and you're just burning an extra 20 calories a day per pound of lean muscle. You're burning extra 200 calories a day, all day, every way. You and I both love Grant Cardone, right? He talks about passive income being the holy grail for finance. This is passive fat burning, baby. And there's nothing better than burning fat all day long, whether you're working or sleeping or eating. So having a plan you believe in, first of all, making a commitment, making a true decision and commitment, plan you believe in, and then having the strength training over cardio any day of the week. Nutrition is important. We can talk about that if you want. And then the third secret sauce is accountability. You know, especially in the beginning, having someone, I mean, you're a coach, I'm a coach, having someone to show you the path, give you the right information, and then to hold you accountable and inspire you and keep you on track, you know, when you feel like falling off. And then the last thing is finding something that's sustainable. So, you know, I was talking about, you know, you got to make a decision. You know, I was hardcore in this contest. All that works, but the problem is it's not sustainable for most people. And I started to train my clients same way, like a bodybuilder. Eat your chicken and broccoli every 2 hours, alternate with your protein shake. Guess what? Body's transformed in 12 weeks. But then they're like, screw this. This is no kind of lifestyle. So for the past 7 years, I've been obsessed with, you know, now that I'm a little bit older, for me, it was all about the abs. Now I want to live a long time. I want to live to 100 plus, one of my goals. I want to have great energy. I want to feel good. I want to be mobile. I want to be there for my kids. You know, I'll be able to travel the world with my wife, Emily. We both love to travel. But guess what? I still want to have the abs. Can I do all of that together? And guess what? I still want to eat pizza. I want to be able to eat ice cream. I want to be able to pretty much eat whatever I want, have carbs, and even have a couple glasses of wine every once in a while. That's been my mission. The answer is yes. If you've got the right information, the right strategy, then you can do all that. And you can't eat as much as you want of whatever you want. That's unrealistic. You have to figure it out into a reasonable eating plan. But when you can do it that way, now it's something you can feel great, look great, have great energy, and it's something you can do for the rest of your life versus killing yourself with something that is, you know, you can force yourself to do for a period of time, but then is unsustainable. But having that coach, that person to hold you accountable, to make sure you do it, because the reality is if you're 30, 40, 50 years old and you hadn't gotten this part of your life figured out yet, maybe you can do it on your own like you did. I couldn't. I had to hire a coach so that I could get where I wanted to go quicker.